So wireless video transmission systems made a change in the video workflow and became a handy equipment whether the camera is on a gimbal, slider or tripod. Now the director and other crew members can check the feed wirelessly easier than before. The market now has a couple of brands and different models. Now in this video, we'll compare and test two budget wireless video transmitters from Vaxis and Hollyland side by side. So you know which one suits you the best. Hollyland Mars 400 versus Vaxis Atom 500. The $550 wireless system versus the $480. Unless if you use the coupon code OMA10 and save 10%. Let's get started. We will start first with the specs and differences. Transmission range and latency delay test will be later in the video, but if you are in rush, go ahead, check it in the timeline down below or here on the screen. Alright, both Atom and Mars 400 feature HDMI and Wi-Fi transmissions, so they work with monitors and smartphones at the same time. Audio is also supported in both of them, Wi-Fi and HDMI. So in this video we're comparing Mars 400, but the model I have here is 400S, and this model features SDI and HDMI, and technically it shares the same specs with Hollyland Mars 400, the one with HDMI only. Atom 500 has built-in antennas, while Mars 400 antennas are external. You get 5 of them, 2 for the receiver and another 2 for the transmitter, and an extra spare antenna. Both Atom and Mars have LED screen and function buttons to control the menu. Mars 400 screen is remarkably bright. Atom 500 screen on the other hand is fine, but not bright as Hollyland, and the screen brightness will dim in a couple of seconds to enter power saving mode. Alright, I'm a guy with big fingers, so I had a better experience with Hollyland buttons, they are quite bigger. Both systems are built well. Atom and Mars 400 built out of metal, aluminum if I'm not mistaken. The 400 has the same build quality as the older Mars 300. However, Mars 400 has a solid feeling and it's a bit heavier. It's very solid. And Atom 500 on the other hand feels fine. A bit lighter and probably better for some scenarios where you need a lighter gear on your camera. Mars 400, including the antennas, weighed 200 grams, 7 ounces. Atom 500 is 140 grams only, 5 ounces. And before jumping to the rest of the video, I would like to introduce you to my new lighting presets. We recently launched 2 custom preset packs for portraiture. One is nature theme and the other one is urban style. Each pack includes about 10 different presets. Compatible with Adobe Lightroom Classic, Photoshop Lightroom, and Photoshop Camera Raw. Now the first 100 buyers will get 50% off. Use the coupon code FIRST50. Head off to omagomrawi.com/store and get yours now. The experience in the mobile app is a bit different here, starting with Vaxis Vision app. First, get the transmitter and check the Wi-Fi password in the menu settings, and the process gonna take about 30 seconds. While with Hollyland on HollyView app is a bit faster. It will scan the QR code on the back of the transmitter and the connection will establish immediately. This is a one-time process, but it's nice to know the difference. In both apps, you can record and take images and get them saved in the mobile phone. However, HollyView app got more settings and buttons to play with, starting with some built-in LUTs for Sony and Canon log profile picture, and other settings such as monocolors, red, green, blue, gray, force color view mode, and a magnifier tool where you can select a point and zoom in. Also frame zone, zebra, focus assist, histogram, and waveforms. Vaxis on the other hand has focus assist, which is focus peaking, zebra and the frame zone, and other viewport settings like brightness, contrast, and sharpness. I believe more features could be added in a future update. Connection port. As I mentioned earlier, the unit I'm showing you here is Mars 400S. It got an extra SDI port and shared the same features as Mars 400. Alright, Both systems, Atom and Mars, have HDMI input and loop out in the transmitter, and two HDMI outputs in the receiver. Both units feature USB Type-C port, but with Atom, you can power both units from a power bank via USB-C. However, Hollyland and Mars 400 offer you a DC power port with one adapter with the system. I think that's practical with the receiver. Indeed, it doesn't make any sense to use the adapter with the transmitter that's gonna be on the top of the camera, but it's an option though. Mounting option. Technically, Vaxis have three mounting options. One on the side, another at the bottom, and the third one is on the front side. So you can mount it vertically or horizontally on the top of the camera. Hollyland and Mars 400 on the other hand have two mounting options. The first one is at the bottom, and the second one is on the front side, using the mounting adapter. And speaking of mounting options, Hollyland culture mount adapter is fine, but nothing special here. While Vaxis expansion adapter is more practical to me. So I got the option to tilt the units up and down. That's more convenient to me. Okay, so how long does it take to boot up and start up using each system? Alright, and here the game begins. Starting from the moment I turn the transmitter on, and the receiver units already switch on. So, which system do you think boot up first? And here we go. It's half a second difference. To me, that doesn't count. Alright, next one is on Wi-Fi. I will only establish the app connection when I see the video is linked on the transmitter screen. So let's wait for that guy to show up. Now, the units recognize the camera signal. Hollyland comes 2 seconds before Atom, so let's hit the app connection button. Mars 400 connects immediately while the other system takes much longer. In general, Mars 400 takes 28 seconds to establish connection with the smartphone, while Atom needs extra 11 seconds. On this channel guys, we make cameras, lenses and filmmaking gear reviews. Hit the like button if you find this video helpful and consider subscribing for more. Now we're testing latency delay in HDMI mode. First thing first, make sure to update both systems to the latest firmware version. I found a remarkable improvement on Vaxis' latest version. On Hollyland, I'm on the version 2.0.1.0, and on Vaxis, I'm running version 2.0.3. Well, I made a couple tests before landing to the final one. First I tried to make side-by-side comparison, so you see them next to each other, but I got different results than the company's claims. I got in touch with Vaxis customer service and I've been told that the monitor and HDMI cable could be the reason. So in the new test I tried the same HDMI cable and the same monitor on both systems, and now the numbers are much more accurate. I recommend this HDMI cable, we'll keep a link down below. The other one is unbranded and increased the latency delay about 8 milliseconds. That's 3 frames. So let's test the latency delay with Atom. Let's start from the beginning and count starting from this frame. That's 1, 2, and 3. I'm also getting the same numbers with Hollyland Mars 400, 3 frames latency delay. 1, 2, and 3. And for those who like technical numbers, here I'm running a stopwatch and the latency delay on Atom is 12 milliseconds. It's hard to calculate these numbers, they are running pretty fast. Hollyland Mars 400 also have 12 milliseconds latency delay. I told you I contacted Vaxis earlier, and in fact, they shared with me some images from an internal test they did. And I can see they have about 9 milliseconds latency delay, instead of 12. I noticed they're using Shinobi monitor, while here in the studio I'm using budget monitors from OC and Portkeys. That could be a reason, or maybe they have a better HDMI cable quality. Now, Wi-Fi latency delay test. Starting with Hollyland Mars 400, I actually see no difference compared to the HDMI mode. Here is 1, 2, 3. That's 3 frames Wi-Fi latency delay. Now, on Atom 500. Let's show you this step by step. This is the first frame, the bus shows up, and let's count. 1, 2. Oh, it's here. Literally, it's 2 frames delay. Oh my god. And that's gonna be in numbers 8 milliseconds. Oh, whoa. Mars 400 records 12 milliseconds, same as in HDMI mode. Look at this setup. A phone for Wi-Fi transmission, a monitor for HDMI transmission, the receiver and the GoPro to film all this stuff. So now we're testing transmission range in line of sight in open areas. This street is about 270 meters, 250, 800 feet, 850 feet. I got the camera filming a video playing on my phone, and I'm gonna walk from this point and check how far we can get. As you see guys, I'm testing each system individually. That's fair for both systems in case of interference. Here I'm running the HDMI and Wi-Fi test at the same time. So I kept an eye on the phone as the Wi-Fi transmission may disconnect first. Mars 400 Wi-Fi signal disconnected first at roughly about 120 meters, 400 feet in line of sight. And then the Wi-Fi signal came back and maintained strong to a distance of 200 meters, 600 feet. And after that distance it goes on and off. Alright, with Atom 500 the Wi-Fi signal remained strong to about 210 meters, 700 feet, before seeing the first frame jump. However, after that distance the Wi-Fi signal is still walking, sometimes with jumping frames, to a distance of 270 meters, 900 feet. Interesting. Eventually Atom 500 has a stronger Wi-Fi signal. Now testing transmission range in line of sight on HDMI. Both Atom 500 and Hollyland Mars 400 maintained a strong signal and kept walking to about 270 meters distance, 900 feet, in line of sight. At this point I can't go further because I reached the end of the street. By the way, I'm giving my back to the transmitters over there, and the receiver may work for much longer distance if I'm facing the transmitters. Another test I'm gonna show you guys, and that's gonna be reception in closed areas. I will leave my apartment now, starting from the studio, where I am right now. I kept a video playing on my phone and I left the studio passing the first and second concrete wall. Next, I opened the apartment door made of wood, and the transmission maintained strong across walls to about 40 meters, 130 feet. I know this is a very hard test. 2 or 3 concrete walls, that's very strong. Now, many of you guys are wondering how wireless video transmitters work with gimbals. Both Atom and Hollyland can be mounted either on the top of the camera or on the side of the gimbal. Indeed, putting the transmitter on the top of the camera makes more load on the gimbal. The balancing would also take a longer time. That's manageable. Make sure you have the right gimbal for that. But if you choose the side mount, you need a magic arm to mount the transmitter and a long HDMI cable. 1 meter 3 feet is recommended. Long cables give the gimbal a comfortable space to work. I also recommend using small batteries on the transmitter, such as the NPF 550 battery, the smallest guy. Let's save some extra unnecessary load here. Each system has built-in fan to keep it cool. You can hear it if you are close, but it's not that loud. However, Atom fan on auto mode is a bit quieter than Hollyland Mars 400 fan noise. This is Hollyland fan audio level. And this is Vaxis Atom 500 fan audio level, fan settings at auto. And with Atom 500, by the way, you can control the fan speed whether on high, mid, low or auto. In case the signal disconnected on Atom 500, it's better to keep a 2 meter distance between the units, receiver and the transmitter. That happened to me, but not all the times. However, I didn't face that issue anymore after updating the firmware. At this point guys, each system has its own advantages, and as we see, the latency delay is very similar. and we got a stronger Wi-Fi signal in Atom 500, while Mars 400 phone app feature more settings. Mars 400 has a solid build quality. Atom is lightweight and they feature built-in antennas and 3 mounting options. Mars 400 LED screen is brighter and the menu buttons are convenient. Atom 500 supports USB-C power, while the Mars 400 feature a DC power option. I hope this video, guys, help you in making your mind. Thank you for watching. This was Oma, and see you in another one.